Suzlon, harnessing clean, renewable energy for a greener tomorrow.
To know how to do something well is to enjoy it. Pearl Buck. If there's one thing the business experience lectures in Term 1 have made me become aware of, it is the importance of formal systems of organizations that enable students to carry out tasks at their workplace in the future. My internship was in Suzlon Wind Energy, an Indian wind power company with its headquarters in Pune, India. It was ranked the fourth largest wind turbine manufacturer in the world in 2011 and currently ranks amongst the top 10. I was asked to report to the head economist while assisting my supervisor, Manager Corporate Intelligence and Economics, in his project of benchmarking the global top 10 wind power companies. Now for the expectations I had about the module and the reality. I heard about a new module being introduced in the business school. Having done some research, I thought to myself, this module might actually be helpful as it will open up many opportunities, while it could help me be more successful in job hunting during the current recession. When there are fewer jobs in the economy and the competition is much tougher, I assumed that this module will prepare me to face all the obligations later. Also, the fact that I get to do 40 hours internship made me think it might be a good idea to explore all my options and try doing an internship in the field I'm currently most interested in. That would help me decide whether it is exactly what I want to do or not. I don't think I made a mistake in any of my assumptions. Business experience by far has been the only module which helped me develop practical work-based skills and experience. Through my internship, I learned how a company functions, what are the technologies they use, what kind of different people you have to deal with, and along with that, I had the most memorable experience while completing the 40 hours working. I not only made up my mind about which field I want to choose, but also about what exactly I would enjoy doing. I was asked to use relevant theories I learned in my course while making my final presentation. I did learn about various skills and knowledge required in developing a CV, filling in the application forms, doing the psychometric testing, and giving the interviews while the module was being taught in Term 1. Now for the most or least enjoyable experience. The cooperative employees and the working environment made communication easier, along with increasing my work efficiency. I also received an opportunity to be a part of a conference call made by my supervisor where he spoke to Bloomberg market researchers on their thoughts about the top wind power companies and their respective competitive advantages. It was a unique experience. Whilst I was making notes, I wondered if I'd ever get an opportunity like this in any other field. Also, when my head provided me with the outstanding experience of a taster session in marketing, management, human resource, and research, as expected along with finance and economics, it was the most helpful in answering all my career-related questions. Now for the connections between the experience and the theoretical frameworks. Organizational culture is a metaphor for understanding how the organization works in layman's language, the way we do things around here, and the values, beliefs, and norms that are shared by the organizational members. Suzlon did have an entirely different and motivating set of values and beliefs. The main catch was the lunchtime, where every person working in the organization, starting from the economics department head to the kitchen staff, sat together in one big lounge and ate. It showed a massive sense of equality. Also in my previous term, I learned about organizational power. Simply to say, A has power over B to the extent that he can get B to do something that B would not do otherwise. I exactly saw this being followed at my workplace. A perfect example, by taking me in consideration, would be the week that I wanted to take my Saturday off. My supervisor loaded me with work on Thursday, and I knew if I had said that I need more time for it, he would ask me not to take the leave. Therefore, I ended up doing more work than I'm usually assigned to, which I would not have done otherwise. After reflecting on my experience, what might I do differently in the future? I realized that in the end, businesses are run and staffed by individuals. This is not to say that every person in a business should apply his or her own individual value system to every business decision, but I do think that in relation to the ethical code under which the business operates, individuals need a personal obligation to make sure that both they and their business adhere to the code. Earlier, I thought that I would walk into the office and just follow what I'm asked to do, but I soon realized that I had to put in that personal commitment and innovation into each piece of work in order to produce something creative. This is what I will follow in the future, and it is something that I learned as my initial responses were very different. Humbleness is another thing I learned about. No matter which high-positioned person I spoke to at Suzlon Energy, every one of them was so humble and down to earth. Nobody was too proud of doing their job in a way that they made others feel low. Everyone is treated equally with respect. An example of this could be the fact that there's a massive entertainment and restroom for all the drivers in the basement of the office. Usually drivers are not even thought for, and it is assumed that they will pass their time somehow. But at Suzlon, they are given their own space where they can do as they please. Being this humble 20 years later in my life is where I want to be, no matter what position or what company I would be working for. Now for the responses from the clients, managers, colleagues, and the other stakeholders that I received. I did not have any clients to talk to as such, but in the short period of time when I saw the Suzlon ad being published, I had the opportunity of talking to a few clients who were present at the launch as well. As expected, they did not precisely answer to my queries very properly, knowing that I'm only a temporary intern. Had it been someone at a higher position, they would have definitely answered much more in detail and wisely. Though the manager made up for everyone's behavior by being so much help. He not only helped me settle in, but also made sure that the colleagues I sit around are helpful at all times and provide me with the help necessary in finishing my project. Also, he helped me get a go through every aspect of business in order to select what I personally would enjoy doing the most. My colleagues were indeed very helpful. I seem to have taken too much advantage of them by gaining knowledge about the various in-depth projects that they were working on and about how the company was doing financially for the world and for the workers. I particularly remember Mr. Narasimha, the line manager for Blade Production, who stayed back with me after work only to show me his personal presentations that he had to submit to the CEO the next day. And talking about the other stakeholders, I did catch hold of the CEO, Mr. Tulsi Tanti, for precisely 5 minutes, in which we had a wonderful interaction, where he did not bombard me with any questions about my work, but he was actually interested in knowing whether I was gaining anything from my experience, or how was I liking the experience so far. All in all, I'd say everyone was polite and lent a hand. Throughout my internship, my only motive was to play my part with my best and learn from it as much as I can. To conclude, I would like to quote Corb 1984. To learn something, you have to experience, and this process is known as reflection. Or in other words, we can say that in while of the learning process, experiencing things is a compulsory part which results in analysis and evaluation and achieving results. Thank you.